Hello, hello, and welcome to lesson 3, the bike portion of the fundamentals course to triathlon. My name is Jen Rulon from jenrulon.com and Rulon Racing. So today's mission is what type of bike equipment is actually needed for a triathlon? Because here's the thing. You can look at bikes and they would be maybe close to the $10,000 range, but guess what? You may not have that money, and that's okay. I'm going to show you what you're going to need, the basics of what you're going to need to be able to do your first triathlon or your fourth triathlon, and tell you exactly what I did when I started out 20 years ago. Let's begin. So let's talk about what type of bike equipment is needed. We're going to talk about the basics, the very general, what you need to do a triathlon. Then we're going to talk about the ideal equipment. And then we're going to talk about optional equipment. Optional equipment is generally when you're moving forward to wanting to do well, to wanting to get a little bit faster. And then that's where equipment can play a huge role in speed and time. So let's talk about the basic. Guess what? You need a bike. But here's the thing. It doesn't have to be a super fancy bike. It has to be something that's rideable and safe, right? So what we're looking for you to do is either borrow a bike. If you have a mountain bike that's safe enough, start with a mountain bike. Next off is a helmet. A helmet is a must. They will not let you do a triathlon without a helmet, plain and simple. And then talk briefly about a flat kit. You can barely see mine, but on the next photo, I will show you what a flat kit looks like. So the flat kit is to fix a flat tire. You can also call Uber. You can also call a taxi. But if you're in the middle of no man's land, you don't want to be left out in the cold. So I would highly recommend going to your local bike shop and asking them to show you how to fix a flat or take a class. Sometimes I've seen bike shops have classes for athletes as well. So here's your basic bike helmet and flat kit. So as you'll see, here's a pretty general road bike. Then you got a little bit high-end tri-bike. You can also start off with a mountain bike. And that's exactly what I did. My very first triathlon 20 years ago was exactly that. It was my mountain bike. And I did it. I crossed the finish line with a smile and thought I could rule the world after that first triathlon. Obviously, there's your helmet and then your flat kit. The flat kit I will show you on that next photo. That it will show, I'll show you where they put it or where we put it, but you're going to want to look at something that holds everything. So tires, CO2 cartridges, and then tools that will actually help you remove that flat tire. So here's the ideal equipment. Now I'm going to show you real quick. Right here is Brandy's flat kit. So that's something that you can always learn to do is put it under a seat, or you could put it on your down tube as well. So ideal equipment, what we're looking for is comfortability in the clothes, making sure that you're going to be warm enough on colder weathers, also making sure you're going to have glasses, possibly cycling shoes and pedals, and some gloves. So cycling kit, we're looking for tight fabric, so it does not get caught in the bike. Right now, Brandy is actually wearing the jenrulon.com kit. It's a vintage kit, and that is a tri-top and a tri-bottom. So the cycling kit that you might go out and ride just for a longer ride or like an hour ride, you might want cycling shorts that are a little bit thicker than the tri-shorts. Now, if it's going to be a little bit cooler out, then you might want to look at arm warmers and leg warmers. Sometimes what I'll do with for my arms is I will wear a long sleeve top underneath my cycling jersey. And then with the to keep my legs warm, I will actually wear tights over my cycling bottoms. Obviously, glasses, you're going to want to look at glasses because they're great to protect the eyes from the sun, the wind, yes, the rain, and those pesky little bugs. Then we'll get a little bit more detailed out on cycling shoes and pedals, but they are definitely great for riding more efficiently and you should be able to go faster, and you definitely are safer with cycling shoes and pedals once you figure out how to click in and clip out of them. And then gloves. Gloves are good for getting a good grip on the bike if your palms tend to get sweaty, good for protecting hands. Honestly, I am not a fan of gloves, but I know a lot of people are. So here is the cycling attire. So you got the arm warmers, the leg warmers. So you'll see how the difference between the shorts and the leg warmers. But then here is a cycling attire. So here we have Jeff in the Rulon Racing kit, and it's actually a one piece. But this is very similar to what you might want to look for in a kit. So you're going to want to look for a cycling top and then cycling bottoms. And I think I've just learned about cycling bibs, and let me tell you, that's a lot more comfortable than regular cycling bottoms. Glasses. Rudy Project is one of our amazing sponsors. And so, of course, I have to plug them, but glasses are going to be great. But here's the thing. If you use a pair of glasses for running, then just use those for now. There's no need for you to go out and get a high-end pair of glasses just for cycling. Here are the gloves that I was telling you all about. Not everybody wears gloves, but some people just feel more comfortable with wearing them. I totally get that. Cycling shoes and pedals. This is where it gets tricky because you have to learn how to click in and clip out of these. And trust me, you will fall. And if you haven't fallen, you will. If you start learning how to use those cycling shoes and pedals. And then let's look at some optional equipment. So we're going to talk a little bit about the bike computer. We're going to talk about a power meter. We're going to talk about race wheels and an aero helmet. So let's look at the bike computer. So me personally, I am a fan of your Garmin. This Garmin is going to, get your distance, your time, your speed, GPS. It's going to do a whole bunch of more stuff for you than maybe a cat eye. Now, the cat eye is a great tool because it will give you time, but it will also give you miles per hour. It might give you distance. It might give you cadence. But a cat eye is a great wireless computer to have if you don't want to spend the money on a Garmin. Let's check out power meters. Now, my favorite power meter is the Quarq, Quarq, and that's the one that we use. But I know how expensive power meters are. So here's the thing. If you are brand new to triathlon, if it's maybe your second or third season of triathlon, please do not spend the money on a power meter because I know how expensive they are. If you do not have a coach that does not give you the numbers, then it really doesn't matter if you have a power meter or not. I can tell you this, a power meter is going to be extremely helpful when you start getting into those half Ironmans and those Ironmans. And if you don't think you will, come talk to me in a couple years. And then let's look at some equipment that will help you faster because all of the aerodynamic of everything. So once again, Rudy aerodynamic helmet, and then we got some aero wheels as well from Head HED. There's also zip wheels. I know there's other type of wheels around, but Head wheels is our choice. So that is it. That is all we are looking to use for bike equipment. But let's go back because what do you guys need? All you need are the basics. You need a bike. It doesn't have to be fancy. It has to be safe and reliable. You must have a helmet. And you must have Ideally, you should have a flat kit. So that's it. Now, what I want you guys to do after mission 11 is done with is that I want you to write down what you need, what you have, and then maybe put down on your birthday list of what you would like. So we'll see you guys at the next mission. Have a great day.